Returning to the Riftbreaker for the fourth time, I'm forever impressed at how EXOR Studios has continued to expand and refine its hybrid, base building, supply line managing, research and loot-driven, isometric hack-and-slash twin-stick shooter. If you critique each element in isolation, they're not as developed or balanced as the games they draw inspiration from, but the Riftbreaker's priority is always giving you the tools you need to have fun, something far too many developers seem to actively discourage these days. My excuse for investing another 20 hours into the Riftbreaker was the recently released Heart of the Swamp expansion, which has arrived on console a few months after PC, with a ton of free content for the base game, including a new swamp biome, new creatures, new research options, new structures to manage waterlogged environments, and massive new defensive towers and base shields that will be put to good use before the end of the new story campaign. That said, the Riftbreaker is nothing if not formulaic when it comes to mission design and progression, so you're primarily getting more tools to overcome a few new challenges, to complete a familiar job, assess and defeat a new threat to the Galatea 37 mission. The Heart of the Swamp expansion kicks off only once you've investigated potential titanium, uranium and palladium deposits to begin constructing the Rift Station back to Earth, with yet another mysterious meteorite crashing in the headquarter region. This time it's giant mushroom spores, which leads Ashley and Mr. Riggs to a massive flowering mushroom tree, invaded by a myriad of parasitic creatures and thorn vines draining its remarkable sap. Despite the new setting, events follow a familiar rhythm. Investigate the organism while defending your outpost from waves of enemies, travel to the source of the threat to try wipe it out, and then engage in a chaotic holdout finale. The biggest challenge introduced in the Heart of the Swamp expansion, if you accept insanely hostile plant life and rapidly regrowing thorn thickets are typical of Galatea 37, is establishing and sustaining several outposts on isolated patches of solid ground around the base of the giant mushroom. The saturated air makes renewable power generation difficult, while natural gas vents, carbonium and ironium deposits are scattered across small islands. The swarms of parasites you fend off come in waves, with self-replicating horrors emerging later, and the lack of space is a serious impediment to a solid defense. Of course, the Riftbreaker excels at giving you a myriad of tools for the job, and, even if some are clearly optimal, you can hack together your own solution to just about any problem, be that through quantity or quality. I'd recommend anyone starting this expansion ensure they have a large carbonium and ironium outpost set up to cover basic construction costs remotely. You can still establish mines alongside research outposts with some planning. In addition to utilizing existing structures like energy pylons to transmit power between outposts, there's a fresh selection of land-based, floating and even pipe-mounted defensive towers, including massive piercing towers and cluster munition towers, that allow you to build defensive lines in the swampy water. If you explore thoroughly early on, you'll also discover a source of sap that can be converted into plasma, a novel solution to construct advanced buildings and base shields, buying you some much-needed time to destroy the massive swarms in the finale that shredded my base and frame rate in equal measure. It's admittedly familiar fare at this point, 3 years and 2 expansions since launch, but Heart of the Swamp is yet another solid addition to the Riftbreaker. It offers another excuse to explore more of Galatea 37's hostile biomes, expand and upgrade my existing outposts, research more of the sprawling tech tree for new buildings and higher tier gear crafting, and engage in more visually spectacular base defense events. It's a fantastic hybrid of genres that deserves to be more successful than it is, and I strongly recommend you pick it up if any of this looks exciting. With the complete edition on storefronts, this looks to be the last paid expansion, but there's still the promise of online co-op in the future that could make a great game an incredible one.
If you've got this far, please consider giving the video a like and maybe subscribing to our channel as it helps us grow.